And up next here, we got the fight of all fights, man. Just absolutely epic matchup between Jack Della Maddalena, the newly crowned champion in his first title defense, taking on the number two pound for pound fighter, arguably number one, moving up to 170 pounds to try to become a two division champion, something that Khabib Nurmagomedov was never able to do, never attempted. So I think this would put Islam above Khabib in the GOAT rankings and really be the icing on top of Islam's career. I don't think it would be his last fight, but this would probably be the best win by far that he's ever had. Maybe you could argue Charles Oliveira when he was on that long winning streak, but I think that Jack Della, 18 wins in a row, coming off the dominant victory over Bilal Muhammad like he did have, moving up 15 pounds. I think this would be the best win of Islam's career. And it's a major step up from who Islam's been fighting recently. And you could say, that's kind of weird because he's been the champion, but look at his last two fights. I mean, since 2023, the Volkanovski fight was over 2 years ago, and Dustin Poirier, older Poirier that is not really like the greatest victory in the world there. And then Renato Moicano on 24 hours notice, took him out really quickly. I don't think it's as easy a fight as those two with Jack Della Maddalena. And you got an in-prime guy. I mean, when's the last time? It's been years since Islam's fought someone that's younger than him and someone that is not more weathered than him in terms of MMA. So that's another interesting factor in this fight. I feel like Jack Della is confident. He's ready to go. He's the bigger guy. His team has done this twice already. They've already had Alex Volkanovski with Craig Jones, and Alex is actually in the training camp with Jack as well. So those two guys have already had a couple cracks and bites at the apple versus Islam. So you know that they're kind of tweaking things and they're going to try to fine-tune it optimally for Jack Della to have the best chance to win here. So I think that this line is kind of crazy. I feel like he's getting disrespected. They're kind of throwing him in here as a lamb to slaughter to try to make Islam a double champion. They're not really giving him that respect that he deserves, I don't feel like. And, I think this should be closer to a pick'em fight than where it is right now. You look at these guys from a matchup perspective, Jack Della is going to be the taller, longer guy, and I feel he's a significantly better striker. Islam has good striking. He throws nice combinations. Obviously, he has that head kick, but the thing is with the head kick, Alex Volkanovski is 5'6". I don't see him pulling that out against a 6'1" guy in Jack Della. I think that would be a lot harder to pull off there. And you're looking at the Dustin Poirier fight, for instance. Islam was able to kind of control the pace with the wrestling, obviously, and Poirier wasn't getting off too much with combinations. But whenever they extended combinations and were able to throw more numbers, Dustin was getting the better of those exchanges for the most part, or at least hanging in there and holding his own. And I thought he looked extremely slow, whereas Jack Della is going to be fast, crisp. He's going to be throwing the jab. He's going to be moving his head. He's going to be switching stances. I think he's a lot harder to take down than Dustin, and he can get up and scramble. And we saw Dustin hit a switch on Islam. He was able to survive getting mounted, getting his back taken, dominant positions. So I don't necessarily see Islam submitting Jack Della Maddalena or being able to just dominate him on the ground. If he is able to dominate him and submit him early, then I think that's his path to victory. I feel like Islam, if he wins, is going to go out here and get a first or second round submission, look like Superman, and just blow Jack Della Maddalena out of the water, show levels on the ground, and just bulldoze through him. But I think if Jack Della can show that craftiness that he showed in other fights, his ability to scramble, use Granby rolls, use different guards to get back up, I could see him getting Islam tired. I mean, it's extra 15 pounds. I think the body shots are going to be a huge factor for Della. He needs to throw a lot of body shots. I think that he needs to try to establish weapons up the middle early, like knees, uppercuts, get Islam thinking about the level changes, and keep his back off the fence. And if he does push Islam backwards, I think it's going to be hard for Islam to take him down consistently. And I think it'll be really hard for him to take him down in the center of the cage. The thing is, if he does take down Jack Della Maddalena, I feel like Jack can get back up. And honestly, I think that he's going to be the fresher guy in the later rounds. I mean, we've seen Islam slow down a little bit in certain fights, especially the Volkanovski fight. I mean, I think that's the most obvious one that you could point to. But it's a different beast, man, when if you get tired versus a guy that's 5'6" that can fight at 145, then you getting tired against Jack Della. You're probably going to get finished if you get tired against a bigger, more powerful guy. And I just think Jack Della is going to announce himself as a potential superstar in the UFC here. And I'm going to say he finishes Islam 3rd, 4th, 5th round knockout. Jack Della Maddalena, I think he's going to be able to... He might get taken down and controlled in the first round, but I think after that he's going to be able to create scrambles, get back up once he's taken down. He's going to go to the body. He's going to put the pressure on Islam. He's going to put numbers together when Islam's moving backwards, start to land on him. He's going to throw knees, uppercuts, and I feel like you're going to see Islam slow down from the body shots, from the pressure, from Jack Della being able to scramble and defend takedowns, and from Islam being just 15 pounds heavier. And even though he might not be, I don't know how much heavier he's going to be than when he fights at 155 in the cage, but I do think that plays a factor. He's not going to be able to be 20 pounds heavier than his opponent in this one, and I could see him slowing down if he has a little extra weight and muscle on him, even more than he potentially already did at 155. So I just think Jack Della is being underrated here, and I'm going to say he goes out there and knocks out Islam in the 3rd round. So give me Jack Della Maddalena. I picked him against Bilal Muhammad as a pretty significant underdog. Came through, and I'm going to do it again here versus Islam Makhachev. So give me Jack Della Maddalena to retain the belt and still deny Islam for becoming a 2-division champion and establish himself as one of the best fighters in the UFC.